What's up everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're going to be talking about the Wild Hedgehog Tactical Get Home Alive Medical Kit. This is going to run you between $75 up to $100 depending if you add certain elements. And this kit is really built for a variety of uses. This could be great as a backpacking kit, camping, something to keep in your car. You know, if you're building a bug out bag and you want something more than just a very basic first aid kit, this could be a good option for you. So Wild Hedgehog Tactical, that's who it's coming to us from. Links are down below if you want to head over to their website to purchase one of these. And then their kind of motto, live the creed. These are both patches that you have right here on the front of the pack. So we'll talk about the container here, which is a small bag from Maxpedition. Then we'll look inside at what actually makes up the kit and help you to think about hopefully ways that you are thinking proactively about medical and first aid situations, because the last thing you want to do is in that minute when the crisis comes to go, oh, I should have planned ahead and had some more first aid gear. That's not the time to do it. You want to do it way ahead of time. This is a kit that might be helpful for you. Let's talk about the bag here. This is made by Maxpedition. You can see right there, Maxpedition on the back. So it is 5 by 4 by 7. You've got a patch here on the front if you want to put patches or other information, even just something that said first aid kit. Obviously I have my Wild Hedgehog Tactical patch there on the front. You do have a zippered section here in the front. High quality pull tabs. You got a tab, little extra tab here and a tab here if you want to attach it to gear. And then flipping around the back side, you can see we also have molly webbing, so you can attach it to gear, certainly to a pack, or put it, inside a pack, however you want to set it up. Lots of options, and Maxpedition just makes great gear. And then you're going to open up this main section. You want to get to the gear inside. Now, one recommendation I want to make to you is that when you get this pack, make sure you know where the different items are. So, if you use it exactly how it's organized, great, but know where the gear is. If you take everything out and then put it back in a way that makes more sense to you, great, but know where your gear is, because in the moment you don't want to have to be digging around and trying to fiddle around finding that particular piece of medical gear. You want to know where it is and be able to get to it immediately. Okay, I emptied out this front pocket. This is everything that was in that front pocket. You have some Purell hand wipes, so that's obviously for cleaning hands and cleaning other things, if you're going to be dressing a wound or something like that. You do have extra strength Tylenol here and some aspirin. You've got Diphen, D-I-P-H-E-N, and it says this is good for dealing with hay fever or other respiratory type ailments. Let me read the exact wording here. Relieves these symptoms due to hay fever or other respiratory allergies, runny nose, sneezing, itching nose or throat, itchy and watery eyes. So I've actually never used that before, so I'm gonna need to read more on that. And that's just another thought I want to share with you on med kits. Just because you have the gear doesn't mean you know how to use the gear. So I'm not familiar with this. I'm gonna read up on it so I can be more familiar with how to use it and what to do with it. And then over here we have burn gel, which if you've ever gotten any kind of serious burn, that is great to have. It just helps in the healing process, the cooling process, etc. So these are the items that are in this front section. Now in the main section of the bag, there's kind of a back compartment, and that's where all this gear was. So you have 10 Band-Aids, 2 large Band-Aids, I would probably call these medium size. Then you have 4 gauze pads and then some 3M steri strips. These are for actually closing up a wound. Now these are kind of bumps and bruises types things. You're not gonna stop major bleeding with these, but again, if you get out there and you get a cut, just to keep it covered up, make sure it's nice and clean and you're not getting all kind of junk inside it and getting infected, it's nice to have this gear. Now we'll look at the kind of main portion of the kit and the main stuff that's in there for particularly trauma, and then also if you get sprains or things like that. Into the main section of the bag now, we're talking about dealing with breaks and fractures and then significant trauma. So starting off here, we have an Israeli bandage. Great item. It does have an expiration date, so make sure you check on that once you actually buy it. This one's good till 2023. These are also things, if you're going to buy one, I'd buy 2 and take one out of the package, become familiar with it and use it. Again, something you have to have a skill set. You could probably figure it out in the moment, but good to know how to use something, especially if you're dealing with a major bleeding issue. You want to be familiar with how to use that. Compressed gauze here. We also have over here some ammonia inhalant and then a bunch of things to clean out a wound. So bacitracin, we've got some iodine in there as well. SWAT tourniquet, this can be used by itself, and then also that can be used with this, which this has aluminum stays in it, and this is a splint, so you could wrap that around a fracture or a break if somebody gets significantly injured. Set of nitrile gloves, you got some medical tape here, and then down here you have your standard ACE bandage. Now, you can also add, again, I'm not totally clear on the pronunciation, Celox or Celox, which is something that will actually, again, have a significant effect at stopping bleeding for a traumatic injury. They have that in their pocket trauma kit, and that's going to add an extra $25 to your kit. So that's everything you have in this kit from Wild Hedgehog Tactical. Let me tell you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be opening up this kit, sitting down and digging around on YouTube, digging around in some of my medical books and figuring out how to use all these things well. So for example, I know the Israeli bandage, but I'm not as familiar with it as I want to be. I know the SWAT tourniquet, but I actually have never used the SWAT tourniquet, and so I want to take it out and actually test it out in a variety of different applications. Some of the other things I'm familiar with, so I don't need to, unbox things or take them out, but for those two things in particular, I want to become more familiar with how to use them. So again, having a first aid kit is not the end. It's really like the beginning of the journey to say, okay, now I've got some good gear. Now do I actually know how to use that gear? The other thing I like about this kit is that there's still more space in the bag, and so I'm going to add a couple extra things, and then you can choose when you buy this kit, you can choose what else you think you need more of. So if it's more gauze, more band-aids, whatever, you can add that to this kit. The other thing is that because it's got extra space and I can add more stuff, therefore more weight, that's not an issue for me because this is not an everyday carry type of item. This is something I'll bring on a camping trip when I'm out in the woods for a while. Maybe I'll leave it in my car. So the weight is not really an issue to me, but because there is extra space, I can add more gear and customize it according to what my needs are. That's one thing I like about this. This kind of covers a baseline for stuff, but also there's room to kind of customize it to whatever your specific needs might be. Thanks for checking out this video. I put links down below if you want to purchase one of these med kits or other medical kits that Wild Hedgehog Tactical makes. And I got to get out of here soon because I'm going to need the blood loss contents of this because the mosquitoes are just nuts right here in New Hampshire. So thanks for checking out the videos. More videos coming soon. Take care.